Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear students, hope you are all fine. I have seen your test results, and the test results are not satisfactory. Make sure that you know that the results of your class tests will decide about your promotion by UHS. So I think you should take them very seriously, and you should be regular and punctual in your studies. Today we are going to start our new module that is on occupational health. Now, as we have already discussed, that public health or community medicine focuses on the health of vulnerable status, economy or finances, to make good for the financial needs or the economic pressures of a family. The man of the family or the breadwinner often succumbs to the working environment which jeopardize its health. Incidents are reported in history where industrialists or those who the employers, they did not give priority to the health of their workers and did not improve the working environment, and hence more and more employees were their healths were affected, they were adversely affected, while they focus more on the profits than on the employers health. So in order to protect, maintain and promote health of the employees, health of the workers, occupational health is has gained interest, has gained significance and importance. So we will discuss what is occupational health, and how can it help to, what are various strategies. First of all, we will in this module we will learn about what is occupational health, what are various occupational hazards that an employee can face, what are various occupational diseases that employees can usually contract while working in unhealthy environments, and what are various measures through which you can help protect and promote the health of employees. Now let's start. Harry McShane, age 16, 1908, pulled into machinery in a factory in USA. His arm was ripped off at the shoulder and his leg broken. No compensation paid. Now, this is an example of occupational health hazard that a person can suffer while working. Now, occupational health should aim at the promotion and maintenance of the highest degree of physical, mental, and social well being of workers in all occupations. The prevention among workers of departures from health caused by their working condition, the protection of the workers in their employment from risks resulting from factors adverse to the health, the placing and the maintenance of worker in an occupational environment adapted to his physiological and psychological equipment, and to summarize the adaptation of work to man of each man to his job. Now, the joint ILO, International Labour Organization, World Health Organization Committee on Occupational Health in 1950, the maintenance and promotion of workers' health and working capacity, the improvement of working environment and work to become conducive to safety and health, development of work organizations and working cultures in a direction which supports health and safety at work, and in doing so also promotes positive social climate and smooth operations, and may enhance productivity of the undertakings. Now, these has been the objectives of occupational health, which were laid down by International Labour Organization and WHO Joint Committee on Occupational Health in 1950. Now, what are various kinds of occupational hazards? As we discussed, various kinds of occupational hazards are physical hazards, they can be chemical hazards, they can be biological hazards, they can be mechanical hazards, and they can be psychological hazards. Now, for example, McShane, that was shown in the earlier slide, he suffered through mechanical hazard of working in an environment because he was pulled through into a machine that was installed in a factory. While now nowadays doctors who are succumbing to coronavirus are biological hazards that and which are very much occupational hazards that a doctor can contract or a medic can contract while working in hospitals. Now, what are various physical hazards? Let's see them one by one. Heat, cold, light, noise, vibration, ultraviolet radiation, ionizing radiations. These are the names of physical hazards. We will discuss them one by one. Now, heat. The direct effects are burns, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, heat cramps. The indirect effects are decreased efficiency, increased fatigue, enhanced accident rates. Now, those who are working, for example, army men, policemen, they are the traffic sergeants, they are very much vulnerable to heat exhaustion, heat strokes, heat cramps. Those who are working in cleanse, they are vulnerable to get burns. So heat can have direct injuries to the employees, or it can workers rather, or it can cause indirect effects like decreased efficiency, increased fatigue, and enhanced accident rates. Now, what can cold how can cold affect, for example, chilblains, erythrocyanosis, immersion foots, frost bites as a result of cutaneous vasoconstriction, general hypothermia. These are all those conditions which can develop due to cold in workers. Example I would again say of our army men who worked in Siachen. They often fall prey to the cold, adverse effects of the cold in those areas. They either have frostbite or various kinds of adverse effects that cold can cause. Now, light. The acute effects of poor illumination are eye strain, headache, eye pain, lacrimation, congestion around cornea, eye fatigue. The chronic effects on health include minor nystagmus. Now, noise. Auditory effects, temporary or permanent hearing loss, non-auditory effects, nervousness, fatigue, interference with communication by speech, decreased efficiency, annoyance. These all are the adverse effects that noise causes. Then vibration. Exposure to vibration may also produce injuries of joints, elbows, and shoulders. Ultraviolet radiation causes conjunctivitis and keratitis. Welder's flash, for example. Ionizing radiation. Radiation hazards comprise genetic changes, malformations, cancers, leukemias. Depilation means loss of hair, ulceration, sterility, and in extreme cases death. So you can very well see that those who are working in radiology departments, they are provided badge that gauge their radiological exposure. Alright, then ionizing radiation. The International Commission of Radiological Protection has set maximum permissible level of occupation exposure at 5 REM per year to the whole body. Now, what are chemical hazards and how do they affect? Chemical hazards can cause local action, or for example, if they come in contact with the skin, or they can affect through ingestion or through inhalation if they are respired. How? We will see. Now, what are the chemical hazards caused by local action? They are dermatitis, eczema, ulcers, and cancers by primary irritant action. We will see them in detail in our forthcoming discussions on occupational health. Now, through inhalation, dust, gases, metal and their compounds, if inhaled, they cause a spectrum of diseases which is very bad for health. Now, chemical hazards thus are finely divided into solid particles with size ranging from 0.1 to 150 microns. Dust particles larger than 10 microns settle down from the air rapidly. Indefinitely, particles smaller than 5 microns are directly inhaled into the lungs, are retained there, and is mainly responsible for pneumoconiosis. Now, pneumoconiosis are the diseases that are caused by occupational exposure to various kind of dust. We will see them in detail. Occupational health is a very important module from examination point of view. You either get at least one short answer question, or you may also get many MCQs from it as well. Now, size of the dust is 10 to 5 micron upper respiratory tract inhalable. Now, thoracic 5 to 3 microns mid respiratory tract, and respirable 3 to 1 microns that go and settle in your alveoli. Now, chemical hazards classification of dust are into inorganic or organic dust, soluble and insoluble dust. Now, gases, simple gases, for example, oxygen, hydrogen, or asphyxiating gases, for example, carbon monoxide, cyanide gas, sulfur dioxide, and chlorine, and anesthetic gases, for example, chloroform, ether, and trichloroethylene. Now, metals and their compounds like lead, antimony, arsenic, beryllium, cadmium, cobalt, manganese, mercury, phosphorus, chromium, zinc, and others, these all are the examples of chemical hazards that metal can pose to a worker. Now, ingestion, occupational diseases may also result from the ingestion of chemical substances such as lead, mercury, arsenic, zinc, chromium, cadmium, and phosphorus, etc. Biological hazards are brucellosis, leptospirosis, anthrax, hydatidosis, tetanus, encephalitis, fungal infections, schistosomiasis, a host of others, hepatitis B, C, HIV, and now coronavirus. These are all biological hazards that even a medic can face. Biological hazards include viruses, fungi, bacteria, parasites, etc. etc. Now, mechanical hazards are due to machines. Now, we have already taken example, and the figure is shown. There are various this kind of machine. It can potentially hurt a worker if he does not take adequate precaution, and if work is not done according to the set SOPs. Psychosocial hazards, factors that affect health, frustration, lack of job satisfaction, insecurity, poor human relationships, emotional tension, etc. etc. Now, beta, this is very important because in psychosocial hazards, a bad working environment is more hazardous than any other thing. Psychologically bad if the relationships are not good, if bosses are not good around, if subordinates or the colleagues are not on cordial terms with each other, the work balance, the efficiency and efficacy is highly reduced, and it poses significant psychosocial trauma to the employees. Now, health effects, psychosocial health hazards can be classified into psychological or behavioral changes and psychosomatic ill effects. When psychological bad health have somatic effects on the body. For example, a person might be fatigued, he might be tachycardic. These all are the reasons which can affect a person's health. Psychosomatic effects, which are the part of psychosocial hazards. Now, occupational diseases due to physical agent like heat, cold, light, pressure, noise, radiation, mechanical factors, and electricity. Occupational diseases due to chemical agent, gases, dust causes pneumoconiosis, inorganic dust like coal dust, silica, asbestos, iron, and organic dust like cane fiber, cotton fiber, tobacco, hay, or grain dust. Metal and their compounds like lead, mercury, cadmium, manganese, beryllium, arsenic, and chromium. Chemical acids like alkalis and pesticides, and solvents are carbon bisulfide, chloroform, and benzene. But these are the diseases which are caused by chemical agents. Now, occupational diseases due to biological agents are brucellosis, leptospirosis, anthrax, tetanus, encephalitis, fungal infection. Occupational cancers are cancer of skin, lungs, bladder. Occupational dermatosis is dermatitis, eczema, etc. And diseases of psychological origin are industrial neurosis, hypertension, and peptic ulcer. These are all caused by psychological origin. They are psychological somatic effects of psychosocial trauma a worker faces in his work environment. Now, let's begin with pneumoconiosis. Pneumoconiosis is a very important aspect of your occupational health. Pneumoconiosis are basically the set of diseases which are caused by dust particles. Now, dust can be organic or inorganic. For organic dusts are cotton dust, hay fiber, bagasosis, cane dust, tobacco dust, etc. While inorganic dust are coal, silica. We will see them one by one and the diseases they cause. Dust within the range of zero point 0.5 to 3 micron is a health hazard is a health hazard producing after a variable period of exposure a lung disease known as pneumoconiosis, which may gradually cripple a man by reducing his work capacity due to lung fibrosis and other complications. Now, silicosis, anthracosis, bicinnosis, bagasosis, asbestosis, farmer's lungs are various diseases which are caused by dust and are termed as pneumoconiosis. Now we will see them one by one. Silicosis is caused by inhalation of dust containing free silica or silicon dioxide. It causes snowstorm appearance in chest X-ray, as it is shown in this figure, in this picture. Now, anthracosis is caused by inhalation of dust containing coal, and it is usually caused in coal miners. First phase is called simple pneumoconiosis, which is associated with little impairment. Second phase is caused by progressive massive fibrosis. Now, from exam point of view, you are either asked कि a patient has presented with progressive massive fibrosis, what industry he might be working in, or you may be given his picture on radiograph. कि radiograph shows this and this, and you need to identify कि which working conditions he has suffered from, and what are various diseases he has, what are various industries he could have worked in for contracting this kind of disease. So it is very important that you should prepare it holistically. Either you can be given clinical presentation, or you can be given presentation in the chest X-ray, or you can be given a scenario that a person is working in such factory and he's developing respiratory difficulty, what kind of disease he can contract. So you should prepare it holistically. The bicinnosis occurs due to cotton fiber dust over long period of time if inhaled. The symptoms are chronic cough, progressive dyspnea, chronic bronchitis, emphysema. Bagasosis is caused by inhalation of bagasse or sugarcane. Bagasosis has been shown to be due to thermophilic actinomycete, for which the name bagasse. The symptoms are breathlessness, cough, hemoptysis, and slight fever. Preventive measures are dust control, personal protection, medical control, and bagasse control. Asbestos is two types: serpentine or chrysolite variety and amphipole variety. Now, clinically, the disease is characterized by dyspnea, clubbing of fingers, cardiac distress, and cyanosis. The sputum shows asbestos bodies. An X-ray of the chest shows ground glass appearance in the lower 2/3 of lung field. Now, preventive measures: use of safer types of asbestos, chrysolite, amosite, substitution of other insulants like glass fiber, mineral wood, calcium silicate, plastic foams, rigorous dust control, periodic examination of workers, biological monitoring, clinical X-ray, lung function, and continuing research. Now, this is ground glass appearance in the case of asbestosis on chest X-ray. Now, farmer lung is due to inhalation of mold, hay, or grain dust. Okay, now we will continue with our